Hello and welcome to the Thursday Night GT Championship by Race Department on Project Cars 2 for PS4. Well, tonight we race at Watkins Glen in the US of A. This short track is a 5-kilometer track with 11 corners. And we have just started the hold on. Yeah, there we are. We have just started a qualifying session. This qualifying session is 20 minutes. And let's see who comes on top. Right now we are watching Oz in the Audi, and he was one of the first to come out. And here he has started his lap. And I'll take you through the track. We are already through turn 3 and 4. This is called the S's. And here we are going down the back straight through the bus stop chicane, also called the inner loop. This long right-hander called the outer loop. This is turn 6, the chute. And coming up to turn 7, toe. This part is called the boot. And next corner is the heel, because if you look at the corner on the right side of your screen, you can see the track. It resembles a bit of a boot. That's why it's called that way. Turn 9 with no name. The few final corners have no name, just turn 9, 10, and a 90-degree right-hander. Turn 11, the final turn. And let's see. Oz did a time of 1:42.5. Gas just did a 1:42.2. So he took over pole from Oz in the 61 Ferrari. Currently in third is Ben Milden with a 1:43.1. Here we have Benji, who switched to the number 8 Audi for the rest of the season, coming from the Renault since the new patch. He was having trouble with, the lack of power in the Renault, so he made the switch to the Audi. He is currently doing a 1:43.3, going through the inner loop here. Matt, aka Skanky Puppy. Excuse me. And the 31 Ferrari, currently in 5th place with a 1:43.3. So as you can see, it's really close. Right up to the number 8. There is only 2 seconds between them. Let's Let's move up the grid. Here is Liam in the 44 BMW M6 with a 143.7. Scooby, or also known as Nathan, in a 143.8. Here is Benji's teammate Adam, who just set a better time for himself, which is a 143.3, which gave him a 4th position, but Matt came in between with a 43.2. Alright, we were with Scooby just before. Here we are with Jeremy, aka Knight 4001, in the Ferrari with the 144.3. This is the car of one of our newcomers, Paul Scott, and he is in the 48 Ferrari, doing a 145.1. And furthermore, we have Seeks, who hasn't set a time yet, and Jamie, who is on track in the caddy, but hasn't set a time either. Jamie, who did very well last race at Spa, he was actually leading the race, the sprint race, for a couple of laps until he spun out. So maybe if he sets a decent time, we'll see a similar thing this week. Meanwhile, back in the front, Oz has set a new fastest time, a 142.1, which means he is currently in pole position. Here we are with Jamie currently in Sector 2, going through chutes. And through toe, then uphill over the boot. Through heel, and uphill again, through turn 9, turn 10, and the final corner. Here we have the finish line. That's a 9th position for Jamie with a 143.7. And here we are with Ben, who's currently in 3rd with his Porsche. This track has some nice elevation differences, and it doesn't have too many long straights, so it is kind of hard to overtake here. And it's very, very important to get a good corner exit at, well, basically every single corner. There are a lot of tight corners here. So if you have a good corner exit, you might have a chance to overtake someone. And meanwhile, Ben's teammate Nathan in the 911 Porsche set a new personal best during this session with a 143 flat. And with that, he is just over 1/10 faster than his teammate, sliding through the inner loop here. So will Ben be able to get back that position? He's now coming up to the finish line. And yes, that is 200th of a second faster than his teammate. So the Porsches are doing very well at this track. And Six is on track as well. Also in the Renault, just like Adam. We have a nice mix of cars. We have Ferraris, we have Porsches, we have Renaults, we have Audis, and we have one BMW and one Cadillac. Most drivers are allowed to switch cars. One switch is allowed every season, except for this one, because of the new patch in Project Cars 2. Things were so different, we decided everybody could change to a new car. But from there on, it's only one car change for the rest of the season. Meanwhile, you can see that now even the top 10 is within 1.8 seconds of each other. Knight didn't improve his time and is still in 11th position. Let's see how Liam's doing. Going through the final sector. Ooh, almost going too wide there. There's not a lot of room to go wide at this track. Here's a bit of runoff, but the most of this track, the walls are very close. So one little mistake and it could be game over for this. And Liam improved his time, is in 8th place and spins out. Here we are with Gaz. And that was a bit too late to be braking for a fast lap. Yeah, he is in the pits. Matt is doing a lot better here than at Spa. That was definitely not his night. Currently in 4th. So hopefully he will be able to perform a bit better here. Improved his first sector. So let's stick with Matt to see if he can snatch 3rd from Scooby, or maybe even better. Let's see, coming up to sector 2. Also an improvement, 0.2 seconds. Coming through the final few corners. This is heel. Now going uphill into turn 9. tricky corner. If you step on the gas too fast, you can easily lose it. The back snaps out and you hit the wall. And going through the final corner, will he be able, and will it be enough for third place? Let's see. It's an improvement, but just too slightly. And he did split up the Porsche boys before, but it's not enough for third. He is really close though. Ooh. Adam gone wide there. He was on a good lap. Ben is slightly slower. Oh, drifting his way through the inner loop. And he, of course, stops his fast lap. You're not going anywhere with that. Here we are with Adam again. Let's see. To do a warm-up lap. Liam has not set a fast time here in his BMW. Warming up for his fast lap. And there he goes. So Liam is the only one in the M6 in a BMW this season. And it is a decent car, but some tracks it just lacks, I don't know, power or balance. He did improve his time in the first sector with 0.2 seconds. And different tracks, it just, like this is a track with a lot of tight corners, just doesn't do too well here. 2 races ago we raced at Sugo in Japan, and the BMW was struggling there as well. It's a really powerful car. I just think it's a bit too big for tracks like this. Okay, so qualifying is officially over. They have 2 minutes to complete their session, so if they're on a lap they will be able to finish their lap. Here we are, final corner for Liam. Is he able to improve? And no, he is still in 8th position. So, well, Matt did it. He improved his time, is now in 3rd. So that puts him in front of both of the Porsches. Benji in 6th. His teammate Adam currently in 7th. Maybe he will improve his time. Coming through the final turn. Nope. Slowing down. That's it for Adam. Liam, Jamie in the Cadillac in 9th. Six in 10th position. Jeremy in 11th. So 20 seconds until qualifying is officially over. We have some people on track, but nothing serious anymore. Liam and Matt are just driving around a bit. And that is it. So this will be the starting grid with Oz in 1st, Gaz close behind in 2nd, Skanky in 3rd, Scooby 4th, Ben in 5th, Benji 6th, Adam 7th, Liam 8th, Jamie 9th, Seeks 10th, and Jeremy, also known as Knight, in 11th. And there we have Paul. Didn't see him anymore on the board. He is in 12th position. So he will be able to start. And the race will start in about 2 minutes. All drivers have 2 minutes to complete their setups, make some final changes like fuel. They all have their settings for qualifying and for racing. For qualifying is usually on low fuel for just enough laps to do an out lap and then a hot lap, so 2 or 3 laps maybe. And now they have 2 minutes to change to race fuel. We drive for 40 minutes in the feature race, and the feature race that is just long enough to go on with one tank. So you won't see refueling during the pit stops because that just simply takes too long. Pit stops are mandatory though. They all have to make a pit stop once for fresh tires. And what is very important in these 2 minutes is set your strategy right. You have to set your pit strategy, and you can set what you want to repair if it's needed, how much refueling there's to be done, the tires you want, and the pressures, especially the pressures, are important. Well, here we go. We are about to start, and let's see who has a good start. And they're off, and Gaz has a good start. Oz doesn't. Gaz claims first for the first corner. Let's see, we have a battle here. Scooby was able to get in front of Matt before the first corner. Seems like we have already a line being formed here. Scooby being a bit of a lawnmower here, and Ben is alongside Matt, trying to follow his teammate, but is now on the outside. And here we are with the race leader, followed closely by Oz. And this will be a nice battle because it's such a tight track. I expect to see some battles here, especially in front with Gaz and Oz, who are both very, very quick. And here we have a nice train. Ooh. That was Seek stepping out a bit. And here we have Ben, who has fallen behind a bit on Matt. Going back to the race leaders. Oz still close to Gaz. And knowing Oz, he will probably stay right there and try to overtake whenever he can. Here we have Adam battling with his own teammate. Adam in the Renault, Benji in the Audi behind him. And let's see, will this become a battle, or will Adam let Benji pass? They are teammates, so there is a lot to lose if they both end up in the wall or in each other's sides. So far, it looks like they are on quite the same pace, and Benji not that much faster that he can overtake his own teammate. Getting close though here. Can he get into the slipstream and make a move before turn 1? Probably not. But it looks like the Audi is a bit more stable in the corners. And here, still a battle for first place going on. Like they're glued together. Scooby is following 2 seconds behind Oz. And here you can see his view of the battle in front of him. And he has a nice lead over Skanky. About 1.5 seconds away from Skanky, also known as Matt. And the guys in front are about 2 seconds away. Ooh, almost made a mistake there. Meanwhile, the boys in Snakes Unite Racing are still close together. But the big question is Adam holding Benji back? We will only know once Benji has been able to pass Adam, but it looks like he's not giving up. Meanwhile, Ben is still pretty close to Skanky, so Skanky can't afford a single mistake. Just one mistake, just going a bit wide here or there, and Ben will be in on his tail. Meanwhile, in the back, we can see that Knight has caught up to Seeks. And currently in 9th position, we are here with Paul Scott, and he was in 11th position in lap 1, so he has made a few steps up the ladder. Here we have Liam, who must have had some accident or a spin, because he was higher up in the ranks. Benji is still close to Adam, but doesn't have a chance to overtake. But every time they get around this corner, he is very close. It's just too short of the straight for a nice slipstream. But he is trying to get on the inside of Adam, trying to push him into a mistake without taking out his own teammate. Here's his chance, but he is too far away. And Oz just hit the wall. He was very close to Gaz, but he probably made a mistake that cost him dearly, and now Scooby is getting close. You can see he has quite some damage, so that will impact the drivability of his car. And will he be able to make it to the pits, or will he go on like this? He probably has some suspension and aero damage. You can see that Scooby is coming closer and closer every corner. Here he is. And yes, Oz is entering the pits. He is getting repairs. So Scooby is now in 2nd place. That gives Gaz quite the comfortable lead right now, because he is 4.5 seconds away from Scooby. And you can see that Oz is falling back. Already 8th position now. While Benji is still close behind Adam. And here's the race leader, Gaz in the 61 Ferrari. And that looked a bit weird, like Ben was making some nice trip across the lawn at the inner loop. Probably made a slight mistake, always off camera. And here we are with Benji again. So here at Watkins Glen in the state of New York, it's of course not that sunny right now in New York. We set the time of the race to May 25th because the weather is too cold now in New York, so the cars wouldn't be drivable. It would be winter season, probably snow. So the in-game date is May 25th, 2018. And here we are with Adam, who is still closer. Oh! And Benji just spun out, losing a position to Jamie, while he was so close to his teammate, and both were catching up to Ben. So, did Ben just make a mistake, or did he hit something? And does he have some aero damage now? We will only have to wait and see. but it doesn't look like Ben is coming in for repairs because they are now in Sector 1. If Ben would have had damage, he would have probably came in the last lap. So you can see that even though the Renaults were struggling at some tracks, they're doing pretty well here. Adam in 5th position is very well, a good position here. While Benji was close behind him, although he is not in the Renault anymore. And meanwhile, we have a couple of drivers who have retired. We have Seeks and Jeremy, who are 11th and 12th, are both out of the race. So Oz is now in 10th position, and he's 20 seconds behind Liam. So, and meanwhile, you can see that Adam has gotten pretty close to Ben. So I suspect Ben has some aero damage. And it looks like Liam just came out of the pits, switched places with Oz again, so Oz is now in 9th position. Liam in last position. He must have had some damage, or that's an extreme undercut. Won't be expecting any normal pit stops until lap 11 probably. And my guess is Oz is trying to stay out as long as he can. The only question is, will his hard compound tire hold out until the end of the race? So it looks like this is the battle of tonight, at least of this feature race. Adam still improving his times here, giving chase to Ben definitely gives him motivation to go even faster. And here we are on board with Adam. As you can see, these guys are all quite close. On your left side of the screen, you can see the map. The blue arrow is Adam. You can see he's close to Ben. Ben's close to Skanky, and Skanky is pretty close to Scooby. So, even though they're not back to back to back, one little mistake and you lose a couple of positions here. And here we are with Benji, who just entered the pits. This is Looking like a regular pit stop, so he's going for the undercut. And here we are with the race leader. Gasly is now leading and has almost a 7-second lead over Scooby, who is now in second. And Siegs just let me know that both him and Knight were disqualified, probably entering the pits. That seems to be an issue at this track. We had a couple of drivers who had this during practice sessions apparently, and if you come into the pits too fast, you will get disqualified. And here we have number 3, 4, and 5 on screen. So this is getting close. Ben's getting close to Matt, and Adam is coming in. Come back to Ben, who is still in pursuit of Skanky. Going through the inner loop here. And we will probably see more guys coming in, because now we're at lap 11. Like I predicted, most guys will do their pit stop right now. Let's see where Benji currently is. He has 9 seconds before he will get to Adam. So his undercut didn't do a lot there. Maybe he had some repairs, lost some time there. And meanwhile, Adam is just behind Oz, who is now in 7th position. And the race leader has come into the pits. And Scooby is also coming in. Skanky is also coming in. So now we have a new race leader for now, because Ben still has to come into the pits for new tires, but is currently leading the race. With Mr. Cadillac behind him, about 12 seconds. Jamie also still has to come into the pits, but is currently second. Gaz has come out, Skanky has come out, and he has overtaken Scooby. So that means that Matt, who is very close behind Gaz, is now virtual second. Was that a mistake in the pits, or did he just do a very quick pit stop? We will know very soon, because if he didn't change any tires, he will lose position. And something definitely happened here. Yep. I don't think he switched tires, because it looked like he's all over the track. You can see him struggling through the corners, and has already lost 2 seconds to Gaz. And the race leader Ben Milton is coming into the pits. And Jamie is coming into the pits as well, and here comes Paul Scott. So that means that Gaz, who is now alongside Paul, will reclaim first position. And there he is, back into the lead. Followed by Scooby and Skanky, like I predicted, is in the pits again. So no tire change for him last stop. And no luck for him again this time, because this sets him back way down the field. And here we have Adam. Is he going for it? He is on the outside through the inner loop, just behind him. Wasn't able to overtake Ben. So Adam can try, and he doesn't have to worry because his teammate Benji is in 7th, but he is 7 seconds behind him. So they have some room to battle before Benji catches up. Well, and there we have it. Oz is now in 3rd, so he's back at the top. Question is, will his tires hold out for 10 more laps? If they do, oh, he made a good choice coming in. He had some extensive damage, so he needed to get into the pits as well. But I hope for him his tires hold out, and if not, he'll probably end up somewhere in the back. The gap between Ben and Adam has widened, and there is now a second between those two drivers. And this is about the closest as it can get right now, with 10 laps to go. With Gaz leading. Scooby is in 2nd, but he is about 4 seconds behind Gaz. And Oz is about 3 seconds behind Scooby. It doesn't look like he is getting much closer, and he has also 3 seconds on Ben, who is still followed by Adam, but Adam is now 1.5 seconds away, so he can't keep up with Ben's pace. Benji's not getting closer because he is still about 7 seconds behind in the Audi. Liam currently in 7th place. Here we have Paul and Matt close behind him. Matt is the faster driver here, but he has fallen back due to his 2 pit stops because of his crew forgot to put new tires on the car during the first. So he will be fighting for better positions with Paul. And will he have time enough to catch up with Liam? Liam is 13 seconds in front of him. So, question is, and here it comes on the inside and makes it stick. So he has passed Paul and is now on his way to Liam. Although Liam is still over 13 seconds away. And Liam and Benji, and Liam spun. So, and that looks like it's some pretty heavy damage. Still has the final sector to go. Will he be able to carry on? We will see within a couple of seconds. He is not turning into the pits. Nope, he will keep going. He will have to. If he goes into the pits now, he's going to be last for sure. If he keeps fighting, he probably will lose at place 2 Matt, who is now only 13 seconds behind. But that's still a better alternative than to finish last. And off camera, we missed that something happened to Scooby because he fell back to 4th position. Meanwhile, Oz is now back in 2nd position with only 5 seconds behind Gaz. And he is currently quite a bit faster than Gas, so will he be able to catch up before the end of the race? And will we get a fight on our hands before the finish line? And here we are with Adam, who is now 1.3 seconds behind Scooby. Will Scooby be able to keep Adam behind him? Did he hit a wall? Did he just spin out? He is not getting any closer to Nathan, and his teammate Benji is still behind him, but now only 5 seconds. And with 6 laps to go, will Benji be able to do something? He's definitely pushing, and his pace is is nice in the first sector. And Jamie is in the pits again. So what happened there? And Matt has gotten closer to Liam. About 3.5 seconds away from Liam now. He is almost a second faster per lap, so maybe he will catch up to Liam. Adam has dropped down back to 2.5 again. He's not getting any closer, so he's not going to make a move on Scooby. And meanwhile, in front, Oz has closed the gap down to a second. So with 4 laps to go, this might become a battle, and something must have happened, because what I didn't see is that Oz is leading the race now. So did Gaz make a mistake? Almost can't imagine. And that's amazing. Then Oz made a mistake at the beginning of the race. Went to the pits really early on. And manages to win the race. That would be insane. I wonder what happened there. We can see from Gaz's time at 1:49 that something must have happened. He must have spun out. Now that's a shame, to throw away a race like that. Now the only thing he can do is hope that Oz will make a mistake himself, or this race will be for Oz. while Matt has caught up to Liam, and now he has caught up. That's part one. Part two is actually overtaking him to gain that position. Let's see if he will be able to do so in the last 2 laps. That Ferrari is fast on the straights. You can see he's getting closer and closer. Within half a second right now. And this is the twisty part of the track, so there won't be a lot of opportunities to overtake here. He is looking. He's too far away to get on the inside here. This was the important part through the S's. If you take these right, you can carry a lot of speed through here onto the back straight. But I think he is too far away in the final lap. And meanwhile, here we are with Oz, the race leader, with 2 turns to go. And final turn, and he did it. He did it. Amazing. He spun, got damaged, went into the pits early on with Gaz in second, Ben in third, Adam and his trusty Renault in 4th position, Scooby heavily damaged in 6th, Benji was close behind in 6th, Scooby in 5th. And here is the most exciting battle of the race for now. Don't make any mistakes here, Liam, and keep on holding tight to that 7th position. 7th place is for Liam. Close, followed by Skanky. Paul in 9th position. Again, some points here for our newcomer. And across the finish line. And that's it. Jamie in 10th. And these are our race results. Oz first, Gaz second, Ben third, Adam 4th, Scooby 5th, Benji 6th, Liam 7th, Skanky 8th, Paul Scott 9th, Jamie 10th, and Six was disqualified, although he still is on the board. But he and Jeremy were disqualified entering the pits. So that's the feature race. Thank you for watching. We will be back in a couple of minutes for the sprint race, which is half the race distance, 12 laps at 1 p.m. in-game time. So we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes for the qualifying session for the sprint race. Hope to see you then. Bye.